you don't know how to use a jack, first thing you do is take this right here, and you don't have to put the foam insert on the handle just yet, because you're going to take whichever one is heavier and you're going to knock yourself in the head with it. Because if you don't know how to use a jack, then, you know, just knock yourself in the head of that. Then you can insert this in here and put the foam padding on, you know, so you don't scratch the car. So anyway.
Oh, come on. Do it, baby, take it, baby. Do it, baby, take it, baby. Do it, baby, take it, baby. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life.
Hey everybody, it's Billy from DFW Speed. A little over a month, maybe even 2 months ago, we got our crate in. You can see it back there. But life has just been crazy busy, as it is for most people. Haven't had a chance to put the footage all together yet. I do want to apologize for two things. First thing, sorry I haven't been getting videos out there. Just, you know, life has just been busy. I apologize. Second thing, the video today is a little bit on the long-winded side. I know there's tons of crate videos out there, but I wanted to be as in-depth as I could, showing you all the ins and outs. Upcoming stuff on the channel. I'm going to show you a little bit of Lone Star Mopar Fest that we went to. I have a product that I wanted to show you that we installed on the Demon. And then I will have some SEMA footage where we got to see the new Elephant crate, the 426 supercharged Hemi that's making 1,000 horsepower and 950 foot-pounds of torque. We got to see the supercharger concept, and of course many, many other things. One thing in particular, we got this Elephant t-shirt from Pennzoil. Thanks to Pennzoil and Mopar for that. So anyway, enjoy the footage, guys.
Hey, what's up? Today is the day that has finally come. It's been very long awaited, 18 weeks. 4 months, 3 days, whole lot of time. Apparently, there was an issue, and that's why it took so long, but look what we have here. We have the official Demon crate. Still in the box. Look at that. It's actually has a part number. That's pretty rad. So apparently there was some sort of recall with the crate PCM, so that delayed a lot of people's crates. I've actually seen some guys get theirs recently, last week or two, that only waited 13 weeks. You know, originally we were told that this was going to be 4 to 6 weeks with the car cover that you see here. The car cover was going to be delayed, is what they told us, and that could be 6 to 8 weeks. But the car cover came in June, and it is now the middle of September, and we're finally seeing the crate. So, like everybody else out there, I'm going to do a video of the unboxing, show you guys all what's in it. So, all right, let's check it out. Pretty cool. I hadn't even opened it yet. It's fragile. Handle with care. On the packing invoice, it doesn't say what it is anywhere in the typed out section, but real big, handwritten in Sharpie with an asterisk, it says Demon crate. One thing that was pretty cool, when I'll tell you how it all went down. I'll back up. Let me tell you how it all went down. So, seeing another person that got theirs at 13 weeks, that, you know, so obviously that's a full month quicker than what than the time I had waited. And I still haven't heard anything. You know, they're supposed to call 24 hours beforehand to let you know that it's coming to scheduled delivery, but I've gotten nothing to that point. So finally I said, you know what? Originally I didn't want to be that guy calling to see, you know, updates, you know, every, few days. I'm sure that gets really annoying because it's just a small office where the ladies there are answering questions about, you know, crates and crate ordering and whatnot. So I didn't want to bother them at all. But after 4 months time, I was like, I have to make a phone call just to find out. Well, I was in luck. They told me that the crate had actually shipped the Friday before, so it was already on its way. They gave me the tracking number. I was able to get onto a UPS to see that it was indeed going to be delivered on Wednesday. So as soon as I found that out, I went ahead and called the dealership so we could get a time scheduled to have the Performance PCM installed, because that has to be done at the dealer. Everything else you're welcome to do on your own, but it is required for warranty purposes for the dealer to install the PCM. Then of course it has to be coded. That too, I'm pretty sure, enter in your mileage, your VIN number, all that good stuff. So went ahead and made that appointment. Trying to make it for Friday, but as soon as they could get it in would be Thursday, which is even better because the weather here in Dallas-Fort Worth has been raining constantly, so looks like Thursday, according to the forecast, is going to be the only sunny day that we're going to see out of the last week and a half that we've seen here. So definitely I went ahead and was a little bit proactive on getting that scheduled up. But they called, UPS called yesterday, and a nice lady from the local office here called me to set it up, and she was real nice. She said, hello, Mr. Swinford, we have a demon crate for you. So they know what it is. They've done enough of these, and of course it's a specialized delivery from UPS. It doesn't look like it, like their big freight truck. It doesn't look like their obviously their brown truck. I'm not sure if they probably source them out to other logistics companies to have them delivered, but it's pretty cool that they knew what it was. And she goes, I ask everybody, what color is your demon? So I told her, of course, it's Destroyer Gray, which she seemed excited about. So anyway, that was cool to experience. So I tell you what, it's been a long wait, but I know that it is going to be well worth the wait. I am so flippin' excited just to see a cardboard box. I mean, it's just a cardboard box, and I'm like, want to do backflips, even though I'd break my neck. So let's get this thing unboxed. Over here to our trusty Snap-on box. Get me some cutters. All right, here we go. Should I add some themed music here? Alright, so that's it right there. Pretty neat. Check this out. Swinford, number 2211, and there's the VIN. Alright, that's pretty rad. Oh man, I tell you what, we waited so long for this. I'm like, kind of want to savor it. Tire gauge, pretty cool. Must be an auto on, auto off. Alright, so let's loosen this little belt here, and it's kind of the same material as a seat belt, which is pretty cool. Alright, so here we have our Demon Skinnies, which they don't come with center caps or TPMS sensors, but I was ahead of it, I already got those here. So. I think all the goodies are underneath it, but man, just look at this box. This is so cool. And it's wood, so it is a crate. By very definition, it's a wooden crate. From the pictures you might think, well, maybe it was, metal. We don't really know what the construction is, but, I mean, they call it a crate, and that's exactly what this is. It's a wooden crate on a wooden pallet. So we have our first things we can see here. We have our Demon logoed snap-on jack. So 1.5 tons. And of course we have this nice little seatbelt material here as well to keep that locked down. A nice little spot. And underneath all of this is all of our other goodies that has we got to get the wheels out of here, but this whole little styrofoam piece actually fits in the back of the Demon, which is pretty rad. It actually is made to fit in there. So alright, so included in the crate is some instructions. So we'll just briefly go over that, try to show you as best I can. So we got, basically it has all the contents where we got the powertrain control module, the filter, the integrated center stack, and that's what has the button for the high octane. We have a passenger mirror block off, of course the personalized badge outlet, that is actually for the, the AC vent. And we have two of the 18 by 4.5 wheels. It does have valve stems, but we're going to use the TPMS sensors. Of course, it's all inserted in the foam insert that goes, you can have that in the crate or in the trunk. Then of course we have the snap-on torque wrench, the 1/2-inch snap-on impact wrench, the tool bag, the snap-on 22mm impact socket, snap-on 1/2-inch socket extension, the snap-on floor jack, the Demon logoed fender cover, the Demon logoed air pressure gauge, and of course the crate itself and this instruction sheet. So in here, it's pretty self-explanatory on how to remove the PCM. Now this does have to be done at the dealer, I believe, for warranty information, but they do have to code it, put the car's current mileage, etc. in, so that is definitely something that they have to do. Then of course we have the instructions for the intake filter, installing it. Then of course the instructions for removing the console, where you can get to the center stack to replace that. Then instructions for the personalized plate. Then we have instructions on removing the door panel for the mirror block off, which we're not going to install that. Let's see. Then, yep, that's it. Man, I tell you what, there's a lot of steps for that mirror block off. And of course, if you do have the Harman Kardon system, it does show you what you have to do to remove that to get the foam insert in place. And of course, it has some instructions on how to lift the vehicle for putting the wheels on. It looks like they did have an addendum here for the center stack. So I'm not sure exactly what changed yet. I'll look at the other instructions versus this addendum here. But that should be pretty easy to do. Then we have our 1.5 ton snap-on aluminum jack. So obviously, if you don't know how to use a jack, first thing you do is take this right here, and you don't have to put the foam insert on the handle just yet, because you're going to take whichever one is heavier and you're going to knock yourself in the head with it. Because if you don't know how to use a jack, then, you know, just knock yourself in the head of that. Then you can insert this in here and put the foam padding on, you know, so you don't scratch the car. So anyway, let's get to everything out of the crate. Then I'll show you guys all the different doodads of what's in it. All right, so in this first little box here, and of course everything has Demon logos on everything. Just kind of nice little touch. So in here, I've already taken a few things out. We have a couple valve stem here for the front runners, but we're going to actually be putting the TPMS sensors in it. Also in here is the mirror block off plate, which we are not going to be using at this time. So both of these things, we'll just keep those in the box. I don't know if you can see it or not, but on here, I'll try to rotate it where you can maybe. So this is a snap-on socket, but it actually says Demon on it. And of course 22mm. Then another nice little touch, even on the extension here it says Demon. It has the two little hash marks that Dodge uses in their logo, which is pretty cool. So that's what's in the first box. What's here in the second box? This is actually the vent that has the custom emblem on it. It has the car number and whoever the car was built for. Now, one thing that's a lot of rumors online that, oh, well, you know, it could only be in the person that ordered the car, etc., etc. That's not true. So a lot of guys bought these cars to flip them. They didn't order the crates. So, you know, a lot of guys that were doing that initially didn't order the crate at all, so that way that the buyer could have anything they wanted installed on the crate. So the badge on the top of the crate, and of course the AC vent here, you can add whatever name you want. Todd put Team Mush on his. Me, I just went with my name. So I don't know if you can see that too well. So Demon 2211, built for Billy Swinford. Then of course we have our snap-on half-inch impact. I have not taken that out just yet, but it is cordless. It's pretty neat. It says SRT on it. Then we have our Demon logoed snap-on torque wrench, and it actually has etched in the side of the torque wrench, says Demon as well. So then we have the jack, and as you can see it says Demon on it as well. I went ahead and took out the little foam insert here that goes in the trunk, and in here we have the Demon logoed tire pressure gauge, the Demon logo jack handle, and of course this whole thing is designed down in the bottom to fit within the spare tire well of the trunk. Now what's not in the crate are these items right here. So these are 2 TPMS sensors for these front tires, then of course the center caps here that says SRT on it in matte black. So it's kind of odd that with how thorough this whole kit is, that they don't have any center caps. So, but they fit, so we're going to use them. So tomorrow at the shop, we're going to be loading all this up. I already have my Mickey Thompson front runners. What's really cool is Mickey Thompson came out with a new front runner that actually is a radial. It is not a bias ply, so I won't get into all those details, but I'm super excited to actually have a radial on the front. So definitely, in my opinion, is much better than a bias ply, because obviously bias plies tires, I mean, that's old technology. So super excited to have that as well. So I won't get this on camera. There's several of the videos out there that show it, but maybe I will, I don't know. But in one of these boxes is the center stack. One of these boxes is the ECU. This here is a fender cover. Can't really see, but it has the Demon logo on it as well. Then we have this nice custom tool bag here, and actually that is embroidered with the Demon logo. And that's so you can fit all your tools. Most of the time this crate's going to be empty because we're actually going to install that piece to sit in the back. At least, I don't know how permanent it's going to be, but we're going to get it in there and see what it looks like. Alright, so turn the fan on so hopefully you guys can still hear. So the next box here we have our Performance PCM. Actually it says Mopar Performance parts on it. Has a part number. So that's what actually has to get installed at the dealer so they can code it to the vehicle's VIN number and mileage, etc. Now that is required to keep this thing in warranty. But even without that, I believe you still need to have it installed there because of the VIN number and coding situation. Alright, now in this box here we have our center stack. And what our center stack is, this goes just in front of the shifter. Of course, it has our AC controls, our radio controls, SRT, and our launch button. But what's different about this one, and you can see that little gasoline symbol there, that says HO on it. That stands for high octane. So that right there is once the PCM's installed and you have high octane fuel, push that button right there and that's going to put you into the 840 horsepower high octane mode. Now, the only thing that I've learned that the ECU is doing, it doesn't change fuel maps or anything like that. It only, when you push that, it activates where it gives it more ignition timing. And it's the computer is simply just listening, taking data from the knock sensor, listening for knock. Now, if it sees no knock, then you have the full 840. Now, even if you don't have high octane fuel in there, you can push that button and it will initiate it. But as soon as it hears knock or has feedback that there's you know, a knocking condition, it will bump it out of high octane mode. So that's really the only thing that's doing, is activating the additional ignition timing to get that additional horsepower. But it will kick you out if you don't have high octane fuel in it. Then in here we have our race filter. So, and it's not exactly sure. I'm going to put them side by side. I believe that does have the air grabber Demon logo on it. And put these side by side. I think this is just, the only difference is just much bigger. So, all right, so here we have our Demon logoed snap-on torque wrench. So, really not a lot to see here, but we got our nice snap-on torque wrench here, made in the USA. Well, it's really cool how it says Demon on everything. I don't know if that's a legal thing, since, you know, but we all know these are all made by Snap-on, even though it says Demon on everything. Then just below that we have our Demon logoed 1/2" impact. It says SRT on it. That's pretty nice. And of course in here it says same thing. It says Demon on it. So now I don't think that this case fits in that, you know, tool bag, but you know, this does individually. So but these are powerful enough to take off the lug nuts without needing a breaker bar. So basically the reason that they do all this is so you can roll up to the track with your factory tires on the front. Of course, everything is loaded up in the back here in the trunk, ready to rock and roll. All your tools are in your tool bag. Has the jack. Everything is a nice little compact spot. So there's no issues with tools clanking around in the back, but you drive up to the track with your factory tires. You have everything that you need to jack up the front end of the vehicle, to remove the front tires, put your skinnies on, reinstall the lug nuts, torque them down to spec, then you're ready to race. Then when you're done, you repeat the process. Put your factory tires back on, all the little tools and everything goes back in a nice little spot in the trunk, then you drive home. So pretty neat. All right, so as you can see, we have the air box removed. It's pretty simple. Just remove the little PCV crankcase, something pressure valve. I'm not sure exactly what they're calling it on this model. It's a sensor, but then there's the air intake temp sensor, then a couple of 8mm, then there is a 8mm that goes right here. So that is removed and the air box is now out. Then we can get to the Torx screws that hold the factory air filter in. Now, having them side by side, I thought there might be a difference in size. I'm not sure if it's the way that they flow or what exactly. It's a slightly different design as far as, you know, the upper portion of it. Of course, you know, it has the Demon logo on this one. And then on this one, it's, you know, slightly caved in and just says air grabber. So I'm not exactly sure if the performance advantage to this is the design that it's caved in right there or not, but anyway, you got to install that one to for the full 840 high octane mode. So gonna get that thrown in there, then tomorrow we'll have the PCM put in and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got the new air grabber air intake filter on. Got it all buttoned back up, all plugged in. All the 8mm are all tightened up, so we're good to go there. Let's show you real quick. Alright, I want to show you guys real quick. I got the air vent put in, and that's where it says my name, Demon, built for Billy Swinford. Here we have our integrated center stack, which that goes right here. That's what we're going to have installed at the dealer, and the PCM. Now I know we could install the center stack ourselves, but I've heard a few different people say that if you want a warranty on it, then you need to have the dealer install it. And of course, if you know, anything gets nicked or damaged, then that will be on the dealer for that. I was real careful with the vent, so didn't have any issues there, but you know, I figure I'm there at the dealer getting the PCM put in. We might as well just have them do that as well, since it is an electronic component and we'd like to keep it under warranty if something goes wrong. Alright, so here are the goods. Got the little foam insert installed into the back. We have our TPMS sensors already installed with our center caps. Got everything all buttoned up in here. We got our tool bag in the back. So tomorrow we'll be up at the shop and I will mount and balance those Mickey Thompson skinny radials on the front. Then we have an appointment in the afternoon to go see the dealer. So sorry, it's a little sweaty in the garage. Anyway, I hope you guys like it, and definitely, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get notifications, please ring the bell, click the like. All right, it's Billy from DFW Speed. Later. All right, so we got the Demon at the shop today. Since we got the crate in yesterday, we got the, of course, that's the mounting machine. We got the tires all mounted up. We have the things. They're already balanced here. So this one only took an ounce of weight. Of course, probably a little hard to see, but we got some black weights, so they kind of a little bit more hidden than the silver ones that normally they come with. But got it all cleaned up. Let's look at it. All right. Yeah, those Mickey Thompsons look really, really good. They're real beefy. This is a 6-inch wide wheel. Tire, excuse me, 6-inch wide tire. It's a 4.5-inch wide wheel. So that size tire is right at the very end of the spectrum for the allowable size, but I really like the way it fills it out a little bit more beefy. So excited to get these on.
Have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.